today he represents us very well at the National Assembly. I usually would call him Jerry Junior, that looks like my auntie. So you're welcome. Thank you so very much. We have the representative of the Director General of MTA, who is also the Director of News, my own daughter, we couldn't have put this together if we didn't have the cohesion at the level of the NIPR. And it's a new thing, it's a new dawn. I'd like to introduce the President of the New Dawn. Thank you. The President, my own very special brother. And I keep saying to him that this time, a lot of things are here this morning, but I don't want to waste too much of our time with the
recording in progress.
We know ourselves. I can see the man who I call not just a brother, but we are all in the trenches and we'll be there until we get to the promised land. Comrade Jim, who has nationalized and institutionalized the need for inclusiveness with people living with disability. You're welcome. Thank you very much. I think he deserves a very loud round of applause. Well, Stanley did say that I'm just here to start it off. We all know that Stanley is one of our best voices, and so he will be doing most of the talking. But before then, I just wrote a little thing just to remind ourselves that in the life of every nation's education of the generations is crucial and must never be handled with levity. From colonial times to where we are today, it has become an imperative for growth and development that we must talk to education. But as we grow as a nation, we have concerns about the quality of education that we have, especially in ensuring that the standards and quality, particularly the ethical standards, are not missing. And this is why I today am happy and I'm proud standing in here to be part of this dream and initiative by the Nigerian Institute of Public Education, where a public relations and leadership university in Nigeria has come to stay. I know that a lot of people will speak to this, but I want to thank God for giving me life to be part of this historic moment. It's historic in the sense that it's the first time it's going to happen in the world, the first time it's happening in the continent, and the first time that things of ethics and leadership which we lack today will be brought to form. So on your behalf, all of us, let us please give a rousing applause to the NIPR for finding this very, very worthy to bring forward. I'm sure that we have, if you look through your program, you see that the endorsement that we've gotten, not just the Nigerian thing, is a global thing. I actually left him for the last because he has brought academia excellence to what we do at NIPR. Today, by the special grace of God, he is the chairman of the Education Advisory Board and also the vice president in NIPR. Welcome with me, Professor E.S. Dandora. Right. I will quickly invite you to the microphone, sir, to give a welcome address. Thank
you. We hear a voice, and the voice is no other than the voice, the only one that just spoke to you earlier. A woman some of us are still learning the trend from. I will now respect the ICT to give us a very short video on what this project is all about.
The increasing global conflicts and development challenges have awakened humanity to the need for effective communication and relationship management, which is best provided by skilled professionals in the fields of public relations, communication, and leadership. Nigeria's diverse cultural landscape, dynamic business environment, and increasing global influence have created a demand for individuals who can effectively navigate complex communication challenges and provide visionary leadership. To address this need, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, has decided to establish the world's first public relations and leadership university, PRLU. The proposed world-class institution, which will be located in Nasarawa State, Nigeria, shall be dedicated to the study and practice of public relations, communication, and leadership. By producing skilled communicators, transformational leaders, and innovative thinkers, PRLU will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of Africa and its global influence. The vision is to build a leading global university of excellence to advance scholarship and practice in the fields of public relations, communication, and leadership. PRLU should be recognized globally for its outstanding academic programs, cutting-edge research, and impactful community service. PRLU shall empower individuals to become effective communicators, strategic thinkers, and ethical leaders who can positively transform their organizations, communities, and nation. To achieve its noble goal, NIPR has since secured the binding of strategic partners to drive the project at the national and international levels.
Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and voice. We will take us down and build our land. To defend what is ours.
Join us on this incredible journey. Together shall shape the future of PRLU, excellence, public relations, and leadership.
If you just love the voice that just heard, can we give her a resounding round of applause? Mr. President is always conscious of this, that in most cases we take our own for granted.
You pay her.
No, I'm coming to that. The voice we are hearing today, not only on video, we are also having her live appearance here today. For some of the United Nations programs, UNDP, EVILA, and a whole lot of high premium events, this is the voice that makes it happen. And here we have her free of charge because of her passion and belief in her profession. Can we give Madam Oki a applause? Thank you very much. We'll now again invite her. And then for those of us who do not know, she is also a recipient of the federal government's honors award, MFR. Madam, am I correct? Yes. Let's give that big round of applause. She will now do us the honor of inviting the chairman of this occasion to respectfully give her his remarks.
Thank you so very much. I wasn't sure you were talking about me, but this is me about the president of NIPR, fellows and other distinguished gentlemen. Back in Ilorin, as a young reporter, we had MAMSA, the train of MAMSA coming to Ilorin, and I was made the MC. I had like 1 million or several butterflies in my stomach. Because how am I going to speak when Professor Jared and I was going to speak fire? So I told my director of youth and bless his soul, and I said that, sir, I'd rather just go and report this event because I really don't know how I'm going to introduce Professor Jared. He said, but you said you know his wife, just introduce him as wife to your senior. But that's not enough. I want to say that I went with my heart on my tongue, and I actually introduced the program, and it's a very dynamic program. That was an investment. And I haven't looked back since then. So today it's my pleasure, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for us to have an endorsement from the chairman of today's occasion, and a man that we went to his house, who fed us and said to us that he's with us. And so, to acclaim that or affirm it, on the behalf, I'd like to invite the chairman of this occasion, Professor Jerry Ghana, OFRFNIPR, to please, let's have it in mind.
Thank you very much, Bodi, for that introduction. Your Excellency, the representative of the governor of Nasarawa State, himself a very distinguished Director General, who is generally directing well. Mr. President, the President of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, the Vice President, very, very distinguished fellows, the Right Honorable, the Honorable Member of the House of Rep here present, Mr. Joshua Ghana. I used to know him. Very, very distinguished members of the Project Implementation Committee. We are here today for you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I feel very, very delighted to have the honor to preside over the inauguration of this ceremony to inaugurate the Project Implementation Committee of the proposed Public Relations and Leadership University. May I first of all express my very profound congratulations to the President and the Council of NIPR for this brilliant idea. Can you join me? I appreciate Mr. President. I can hear you. It's a very, very profound and excellent idea. We salute the great wisdom behind the excellent decision to establish this world-class university. Clearly, the very first of its kind in the world. Mr. President and Council, please accept our joyful congratulations. By its very nature and purpose, the proposed university goes beyond a national institution to an international university, with the entire world, therefore, as a sphere of academic influence and impact. Therefore, Mr. Representative of the government, since you are going to provide the site and location for this university, the very location of this university, because of its nature and international status, must enjoy excellent accessibility by highways and railways and airways and routeways, and always there must be excellent accessibility, so that from anywhere in the world you can get to this university. I'm emphasizing this because this is just part of the nature of this university. Therefore, in National State, don't go and hide us in one corner. We have to be prominently located in a beautiful landscape. I can see the representative shaking his head in agreement. So, indeed, we agree, those of us from the leadership forum, we agreed to cooperate with NIPR largely because of the assurance given to us that the site of this university will not only be a place of superior landscape beauty, but will enjoy huge accessibility nationally and internationally. This is very, very important. Turning now to the Project Implementation Committee, please accept my very sincere congratulations for your appointment and this inauguration. You have before you, distinguished members of the committee, a most challenging task of planning and building a world-class university that must become a first-class center of excellence. It should be second to none. I'm choosing my words deliberately. This assignment is serious. This assignment is daunting. This assignment is one for you to really bring this particular university out to the world. Don't ever hide your ideas. Therefore, we wish you well, but I've been given a list of the members of this committee, and I want to assure you, distinguished gentlemen, there are excellent brains tapped into this committee. We therefore expect very, very good results. If you agree with me, can you put your hands together for the members of this committee? You are not planning for yourself. Thank you very much. We wish you well. Having been raised and as student as an academic, having been raised by some of the best universities in the world, I've been very privileged to attend some of the best. I've developed a healthy passion for academic excellence. I cannot tolerate low standards in the university. We must not allow the university place to become an ordinary place. It shouldn't be. It's a place you must aim to be the very best in public relations and leadership matters. Very, very clear and very important. And we are not missing words about it. I've not been given any time guidelines of my presentation. Now I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm the chairman. Therefore, I rule and give the chairman the opportunity to share his thoughts with you on academic excellence. I won't take much of your time, but I provided that I won't read all of it. But I want to guide you as to some of the things we are talking about when we are talking about academic excellence. There are some thoughts on sustaining academic excellence in world-class universities. Not village secondary schools. Not any kind of institution. Please, NIPR, if you are not building a world-class place, don't even start. Because the world is expecting this to be the very best. Thank you very much. And I'm the chairman of the planning committee. You was really appreciating that comment, so you've accepted it. Kindly join me. Put your hands together for the chairman. No, I can't hear you. Put your hands together. We wish you well. We wish you well. Because of the time, I'll just maybe take the headings of this and leave the substance, because I'm going to leave the paper. And I'm very, very good to reproduce it. I'm sure you'll reproduce and make it available to the members. A world-class university system is characterized not only by academic excellence, but also its ability to adapt to evolving challenges, so as to remain at the forefront of intellectual inquiry, research, and innovation. World-class universities serve as hubs of academic excellence, producing cutting-edge research, nurturing top-tier talents and shaping the nature of leaders for tomorrow's world. Key strategies which have been adopted around the world by such include the following. And I'll just enumerate and leave the details for you to study. The first, at the heart of it, at the cornerstone, is the faculty of the university. This is the cornerstone of the academic faculty. Cannot be taken lightly. They must be the best, sound, solid, well-trained, people who can hold their own anywhere in the world. Don't go for the second rate. This is your starting. Set the standards high so that you will excel. Then we can be proud of you. I'm taking my time to say when I was chairman, I told you. So if I'm not doing it, we're telling you, we are telling you right from the start. This is the task. And therefore, in teaching, research, service, and other things, there are all sorts of strategies. And I've developed a few there. I don't have the time to read them for faculty development. That is number one. Development of the faculty. Don't take that lightly. Secondly, fostering a culture of research and innovation. Research and innovation are fundamental to the mission of a world-class university. To sustain academic excellence, institutions must prioritize and support research activities across disciplines. Key strategies include, and I've enumerated a number, and I've said I don't have the time to read it, but I'm making it available. Thirdly, enhancing student engagement and good teaching facilities. It's very, very heartbreaking when you go to some of our universities around Nigeria. We thank God for TED Fund. The TED Fund has come to rescue some of the universities in providing infrastructure. Please, NIPR, you must provide the best infrastructure for teaching and research in this university. If you cannot, don't stand. Yours cannot be second rate. It has to be first rate. Infrastructure for research and teaching. A class that is meant for about 30, don't put 300, 3,000 in there. That is happening in a number of universities in Nigeria because of lack of facilities. The students are sitting on the windows taking for lectures. I said, well, I never saw anything like that when I was in lecture. We used to have some of the best. These days, since they've been reduced to the barest minimum, please, we must not go for that. There must be very, very much provision of infrastructure for teaching and research. Again, I've given a number of very good ideas from universities that have really excelled. Number 4, embracing technology and innovation in teaching, learning, and research. That can be the subject of the whole lecture. And therefore, these public relations and leadership university must be the center of embracing technology in innovation, in teaching, and learning, and research. Very, very, very important. And we must therefore have both our students and staff very versatile, very, very, very much in tune with the new technologies. Number 5, ensuring institutional stability and accountability. Sustaining academic excellence requires strong institutional leadership. I'm choosing my word very carefully. Strong institutional leadership, good governance, accountability mechanisms. Some of the best ways in which institutions are well led. Don't put mediocres as leaders of this university. They must be excellent in leadership, with initiative, with sound knowledge, and be able to really lead us. A university is led by those who have the power to think. They are already ahead of their colleagues, both in debate and other things. You cannot therefore have in the university community somebody who cannot hold his own among his colleagues. So a vice chancellor is also a first class, a first rate person. Don't go for people who are good in other things but not given the opportunity of excelling, because he has to be respected by his colleagues to be able to win their leadership and for them to be followed. We must establish and implement transparent and accountable governance structures that involve faculty, students, staff, and other stakeholders. And then finally, there must be continuous improvement and evaluation, continuous. Achieving academic excellence requires tenacity of purpose and very strong commitment to very high standards. Sustaining academic excellence in a world-class university system requires a multifaceted approach that encompasses faculty development, research, innovation, student engagement, technology-driven teaching, and the learning skills. Sustaining academic excellence involves high-level investments in facilities and technology. At the heart of academic excellence are superior grades and first-class students. The university system must consistently organize itself to attract, retain, and celebrate. And many of these days we don't celebrate our brains. The convocation ceremony in university these days is now being organized. It is to celebrate. No. It is to celebrate politicians. It is to celebrate brains. The convocation ceremony, where you recognize those who are getting the first class. I was at the convocation ceremony, I was a convocation speaker, and I was there, and I was very, very student, very sad for the students that were graduating. First class brains, they were called, nobody recognized them, they just come and pass. No. This is the center of attraction for the convocation. A first class brain is a gift, to be celebrated. Can you celebrate first class brains? Celebrate them. Let me put your hands together for them. Don't be ashamed to celebrate the very best. Because in the university, when I was Professor University of Lagos, believe you me, we insisted on this and it worked very well. Worked very, very well. You are given the opportunity, and I now speak in closing to the chairman to chairman, the chairman of this committee. Your assignment very, very serious. The good Lord will guide you. He will grant you extraordinary wisdom. You will excel. I say you will excel. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for these hands. We have started, inauguration would have been done anywhere, irrespective of how the venue is. But we have started with a world-class facility to inaugurate this committee. So, Mr. Chairman, the rest assured.
So world-class, I got lost.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I invite for goodwill, that's Mr. Dapo, it's not wrong. Okay, we have in our midst a very important step in the profession and the institute today. Of course, it's also holding a strategic position in Nigeria as a country. I have the singular honor and privilege to welcome in our midst and the Director General FRCN, Dr. Muhammad MNIPR. Thank you very much for all that you are doing for the Institute. We duly recognize that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the SSA to the President to come in for proper recognition, let us very quickly invite to give us goodwill message. No other than a very handsome man in the house, a man who passionately believes in the ideals of the NIPR. I have again the singular privilege and honor to introduce to us the Vice President of Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, and the Group Managing Director, DAR Communications PLC, Senior High Chief Tony Aketi, FNIPR. Please come over to the podium. The 2 minutes will start when you take over the microphone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chairman of today's occasion, President, NLPR, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Jerry Ghana, as said it all, I took liberty of the fact that as actress to the younger man, the younger Ghana, the member of the House. And when Prof stood to speak, I whispered to him, I said, oh, is this gentleman going to be this year? I said, maybe 79. 79 and still very strong. Please, the national treasure and the national assets. God has a reason for keeping some people alive because it has a divine role for them in society. And I believe that one of the assignments that God has for you, Prof, is to see us through this process of having this world-class university right on ground during your lifetime. The NIPR president is a man that gives a lot. Before he became president, I was scared that if this man comes into office, he's going to be like, you know, one of the fastest trains when you go to Europe and see these trains that cross the Atlantic of the journeys of 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is the kind of person this gentleman is. And he's a gift to NIPR. I believe that his tenure is long to be accomplished. And I say without any shred of doubt that I'm ready to support both as a person and the institutions I represent to ensure that these goals and milestones are achieved. As Prof rightly said, the NIPR University is the first of its kind. And I believe that one of the challenges that we've had as a nation is developing quality leaders and leadership. Over 2 decades, now we're journey through democracy culture. Sometimes I shake my head and say, what the heck is happening? Whether at the local government level, subnational, or the national level, you see quality of people that emerge. And you need to wonder, are these the best that we can show up as a nation? And the challenge is for all of us, not only in NIPR, but as Nigerians, as the voice of the black race of Africa, we should be seen to come up with the best. And I believe that this university can fill that vacuum, can identify and train leaders that will turn around our society for good, that will become of light of hope for the true Nigeria that we are dreamt of at different phases and stages of our life. Without missing words, the NIPR has saddled us with the responsibility as a member of this committee, right from the day the president came to my office, informed me about it and gave me the letter. My brain has been working round the clock. And how do we achieve these very, very big assignments that will be saddled? And I would like to assure the president of NIPR, the chairman of the implementation committee, and my members, please, we can't afford to disappoint. Please keep that on us. And time to judge how well we have delivered. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Just while you were making this presentation, we have another big masquerade in the house. We'll be looking to see a giant, but this one we call also small but mighty. We have in the house no other than Senior Special Assistant to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on International Cooperation. operation, no other than that for Oyewole. Let's give it a big round of applause. He's also a member of the Institute. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to call on the Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, ably represented by our dear Director, and Mr. Please come and give a good receipt.
Thank you very much, my chairman. The executive governor of the South State, the chairman of the occasion, I seek your permission to stand on the existing protocol. Good afternoon, everyone. I bring you greetings from the Nigerian Television Authority and also an apology from the Director General, who is away on an assignment somewhere else. He directed me to represent him here as the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, but he also doubles as the chairman of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. So when I saw the Mr. Kyoju walking in, and I said, oh, thank God, because I'm only represented the DTNT here. So thank you for showing up and then taking up that responsibility, sir. I would like to say that the NTA remains a strong partner of the NIPR. We have subsisting relationships. Many of our NTA staff are members of the NIPR, including myself. And I remain committed to ensuring that this new dawn is achieved. The chairman emphasized, and re-emphasized on quality, on the importance of putting the right people in the right positions. I know, sir, that your godson has heard your directives, and I'm sure he's going to ensure that I can't be your godson, sir, because I remember very well I met Mr. Ike first through your office. In fact, up to today, I still have his name as Mr. Ike of Jerry Ghana. Yes. So I'm sure all that you have said here, all the directives, I consider them directives with him. I'm sure you will do everything possible to ensure that those directives are achieved and they're realized. The Nigerian Television Authority, sir, remains committed to all the good or noble objectives of the NIPR. We have done a lot of work together, and we are going to continue to sustain the tempo and ensure that this new dawn becomes a reality. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Next will be the man who has also paid his dues in the industry, no other than the CEO of Africa, Jack Epele, distinguished fellow of the Institute. Let's give him a big round of applause. The name resonates because when you hear Epele, you remember San Epele.
Thank you, sir. The chairman of this occasion, the erudite professor, Jerry Ghana, and I was thinking that we would advocate for a faculty for Mansa in the university. So thank you for all that you've done and the service you provided for this nation. His Excellency, the representative of the governor of Nasarawa, members of this beautiful and ever ready to serve the community of Nigerians, the House of Representatives, Senate, the President of NIPR. We've come a long way. This was the first man that introduced me to the State House and ensured that our organization brought the first vehicle. Dr. Lida, thank you for believing in me. Well, I think I will end by saying, if we forget everything, please don't forget a broader aspect of inclusion, which today is referred to as diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm using this opportunity to root that a faculty being introduced in this university that will focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Remember, as I end, that the cost of exclusion far more exceed the cost of inclusion. When one person is left behind, others cannot move forward. So please help us preach the gospel of inclusion. NIPR have decided that they will rebrand us. Maybe they will change my color from what I am right now to another color, which is one thing I don't want. Anyway, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm a person with albinism. Every day I thank God for making me one, without which I wouldn't be given this microphone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is the spirit of who you are. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I like the way they are keeping it very short. I want to very respectfully invite no other than the very young, vibrant, and dynamic SSA to the president. Now, Oyewole, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much indeed, and good afternoon. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the occasion, Your Excellency, the representative of the Executive Governor of National State, and of course, President of Council, Vice President, distinguished members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. I was in India about 5-6 years ago, and I was listening to the Indian Economic Summit. And at that forum, they had the former Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad. I think it was the 4th and the 7th Prime Minister. And they asked him a question. Well, before I get to the question, economists will tell us that at the beginning, in the 70s, that Nigeria and Malaysia were almost on the same level. In fact, Nigeria was a lot more advanced. So they asked him, how did you create this transformation? What magic did you do? How did you get your country to go from third world to first world? And he said, oh, he has 3 answers, and they're very simple. Education, education, and education. A very simple answer to a very complex problem. And that is the simple answer to our own complex problem here in Nigeria. I am a complete product of an educational system, of a university. Not just because I went to university. I went to University of Lagos kindergarten school. I was born in UCH in Ibadan. I went to staff school in University of Lagos. I went to University of Lagos International School, and I also went to University of Lagos. My uncle was a professor in University of Ife, and he ended up starting his own university, Leeds City University in Ibadan. His younger brother was a doctor in UCH, and my mother was the director of academic planning in University of Lagos. So when you see me, I am the full and complete product of a university system. And therefore, it can be only nothing short of a great honor and privilege to be invited to be part of this committee that is able to help to birth a university that will fill a huge vacuum, not just in our academic system, but also in our social system. Public relations, how we engage with one another, how we deal with one another, is also how we bring the best out of each other. And our ability to train and equip people to be able to do that in a systematic, effective, and I would say intellectually sound way is fundamental in transforming education. Education is anything at all, like I said, is fundamental to being able to unleash the capacity of leadership, not just in the academic institutions, not just in the private sector, but also in the academic and in the intellectual department. I have the privilege of serving as the chairman of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, which just concluded its 3-week bootcamp, leadership bootcamp in this same hall. And somebody said to me yesterday, having seen all that we have done in terms of training young people and equipping them to become the best leaders our country can have, the person said to me, this is so much better than Big Brother.
Take that again.
The person said to me, this is so much better than Big Brother.
Take it again.
Well, the university we're starting here will definitely be much better than Big Brother. It will release the capacity of our people to learn how to relate with one another and with the international community better. It will look for the talent that is inside our young people and it will unleash them. And if anything else, it will take our country to the heights that in which it should reach. So that when one day they ask us, how did we transform our country? We will say 3 things. Education, education, education. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our young and dynamic SSP. Well, they say the youth are the future leaders, but we want to begin to restrict them. We are not going to keep them future again. They are leaders of today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce to us the next that will give the goodwill message, no other than the youngest Dean of Students Affairs. She is the Regional Specialist for Africa, UNDP Headquarters, New York, and former Dean of Students Affairs, Bayes University. Please, if Mrs. Rukia Ibrahim Iyai is in the house, come and address us in 2 minutes. With this opportunity given to you, some wishing you between elders, you now know that youth has taken over.
Thank you so much for that introduction. The chairman of the occasion, the chairman of the occasion, our father, Professor Gary Mena, the president of NIPR, my father, Mr. Angelina Cruz, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to write a speech, but I said let me come with this freestyle as you will, because this, they are my family, and to whom much is given, much is expected. So I could remember when Chimba was living in New York, and she was planning for the election of NIPR. They were like, Chimba, what is this NIPR? What is this NIPR? I couldn't really get it. I've never heard of it, in fact. But since Mr. Nile became the president, I could see the footsteps of the award and what they have been achieving. And being here to have the first ever PR university. But that is who he is. That is who he trained us to be. I can remember when we started ID, Initiative for Dialogue and Development. I introduced Mr. Miller to my husband. And when my husband is always speaking to his mother about Mr. Miller, I always say, you, I'm a family member of you, because of how real things is like. He has never met a man that believes in Nigeria as much as this country. And that is this university. I have no doubt that this will be one of the best universities, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. Your mentorship has led me to be in New York. From my first speaking experience with Softbox at YPP. Remember, I was so nervous, almost crying. Now I talk in stages with head of states and ministers. Thank you so much, sir, for this part. So as I said earlier, to whom much is given, much is expected. I have no doubt that this university will be one of the best in Africa. And thank you for involving us in the policy and the implementation. So thank you so much.
say you have made the highest submission. Yeah, congratulations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to inform that we have a teeming number of people online, and then they will speak in due course. I would want to very respectfully invite the DGFRCN to please take his 2 minutes. Mr. Mohamed Bulama, you're welcome. Thank you.
Most students of who have not had any close personal relationship, we can claim to be his mentee because of the great job I've done for this country. The representative of the executive governor of Nasarawa State, our most able and competent president, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting to be speaking. Now that I have the opportunity to do so, suffice it to say that even for those of us who have the privilege and opportunity to be born in the University Teaching Hospital or university, primary school, secondary school, but who somehow ended up attending a university, appreciate the value of education. Yes. And I'm always proud to be associated with anything that has to do with education. And so it's my honor and privilege to be here and have the opportunity to represent our organization, which, by the way, our chairman here contributed a lot to the development of, so we appreciate you, sir. Keeping pace with our president, the great Dr. Nyaku is not an easy task. At all, it's not an easy task. His ambitions are, they go way through the roof. But I want to assure you that the FRC will try as much as possible to cope. We will not keep the pace, but we will do our best to continue to provide strategic partnership for the NIPR, because we believe that the NIPR has a great role to play in the regeneration of our country. All hands must be on deck. The NIPR has the capacity and the pedigree to lead in this process of rediscovering Nigeria. And whatever our organization, just like our sister organization, the NTA is doing, the FRCN will also do to promote the great objectives of this great institution. And one of the little things we are doing together is to provide the space for the building of the headquarters of the NIPR here in Abuja. On the premises of the Federal Radio Profession and their headquarters. So, beyond that, of course, many of our staff are very, very proud members of the NIPR, and a lot more are claiming to the members and associates of this great institution. So I'd like to bring you the fraternal greetings of all the entire FRCN family, and to assure you once again that we shall be there all the way, every step of the way, to make sure that the NIPR is able to execute all the great things that it is planning for our country, our one and only country, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Obidaman. Well, for information, the President has said that anytime you are coming for NIPR events, be ready to be recognized because of what you stand for. Yes. Muhammad and Cairo Menoma. Please let's give him a big round of applause. And that's for you. Please come forward for your good business. Yeah, it's your community. And you have to tell us something. It's also an NI. Let's give it a big round of applause.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to confirm that I am chaired well. Mr. President, Chairman of the IC, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have 2 minutes, and I will use the 2 minutes. The first minute, I will tell you what I understand about the university. The second minute, I will tell you what I understand about Ghana. The university is about research. The university is about education. The university is about leadership. This university we are talking about is about advocacy. This university we are talking about is about talent harnessing. It's about innovation. It's about opportunities. It's about networking. And it's about skills. So the university is about relations.
Take that away, sir. They didn't get it.
Research is the R. This 1 minute, I don't want to do it myself. The R is about research. The E is about education. The L is about leadership. The A is about advocacy. The T is about talent hunting, or if you like, teaching. The I is about innovation. The O is about opportunities. The N is about networking. And the S is about skills. The chairman had a long story and summarized it. And it's just about Ghana. And what he has said that this first, the kind of university we want to build is about Ghana. And that kind of university, greater research output and continuous improvement is the G in Ghana. Greater research output and improvement and continuous improvement. That is the G in Ghana. And A is about academic faculty development and institutional leadership. The N is Ghana. It's about nurturing technology and innovation. And the last A is about achieving students' engagement in worldly environment. These 4 things I said, it just summarizes the 7 things he has mentioned. It's not my own. I'm just trying to summarize why, so that you can carry home. That is what the chairman said. That all that he said is about Ghana. What is my own message? I've told you that, I will tell you that I have gone through this path before. Some 5 years ago, I just woke up from sleep and I thought that there should be a university that addressed a greater challenge that we have. And Ahmadu University was established more than 60 years ago. But the first graduate of PhD in accounting was just about 24 years ago. The reason is that accountants are not known for higher degrees. They are more, if they finish first degree, they're going to industry and practice. So you don't have people in academic. When I started teaching about University, nobody was asking whether you are a professional or not. What is important is that do masters and go ahead. So there is deficiency in that area. And therefore we felt that there is the need to have a university that is going to address that challenge, producing graduates in higher degrees in accounting. And I thought ANA can do that as a professional body. And therefore we established ANA University. And that university is just to do postgraduate studies in the areas of accounting. Masters and PhDs only. So you'll find that if I see somebody that is trying to bring something similar that is going to address a challenge in this field of public relations, what is important is that you must have the skills. You must address the yearnings. It is only people inside that will understand that there is the need for that gap that exists between the university and industry. So this kind of university can then produce students that will be world class and that they will be equipped both in theory and practice. I raise my hand.
Let's very quickly bring the representative of the Nasarawa State University, the librarian. Please come forward for the
represent the Vice Chancellor of State University, Professor Sadi Kasalima, who is one of the deputy masters. In fact, she has a speech to present as a junior course. She was just someone to really glad to finality in this election. Professor Endara is one of us, and we have been dealing with
His Excellency the Governor of Nasarawa State, the President and Chairman of Council of NIPR, and his Vice President, and the leadership of NIPR here, distinguished members of the high table, or say the high seats here, and all the distinguished members of NIPR, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you on behalf of a very great lecturer who has become the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the person of His Excellency, the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, who lectured in ABU Zaire. And we are proud of him that he has become our Speaker. So I'm not surprised when the NIPR came to the best facilities in Nigeria for academic excellence today, being this library. And knowing that Tajuddin Abbas is a man of excellence, and so on, I believe someone should have been here representing him, but since I've not heard anyone, let me do that on behalf of the leadership of the 10th Assembly of the National Assembly, that I welcome you all very warmly to this citadel of excellence. We're here as legislators. We're here because this is the people's house. We're not here of our own making, it's people who sent us here to represent them. And so please, at any point that the NIPR will need any form of legislation or any laws that need to be put in place speedily, we're here to work in partnership with you to assist in making this dream of this university coming to fruition. Personally, after this meeting, I'll have a fight with the leadership of NIPR because I'm a member and I already have very big land in Niger State that we are giving them for the science. Why they chose to go to Nasarawa, we will fight after that. Niger State has the largest land mass. Nasarawa State was created from Plateau State. Niger State has never been organized. So why would you go to a state where there's no airport? We have an airport. And so on behalf of my governor, will not allow NIPR to enter Niger State. Please, I want to say that to put the Excellency on your toes. That Joshua has big land in Lavo to get the CFO that day. So when they complain that Nasarawa State are doing like this, just know that I will take over from them. So be careful, don't relax like everything. especially recognize, since this is an academic event, of course, the SSH, His Excellency the President said, I too am from an academic home. I was born in Ahmadu Bello Teaching Hospital, San Marosai. I grew up in junior lecturer's quarters, moved to senior lecturer's quarters, and then from there I found myself in military school, and then anyhow I'm now here at National Assembly. Yes. For two people who taught me, and even one that gave me admission for my master's program here, I just want to specially recognize them. Professor Menoma was DVC when I got admission to do my second master's in business administration, my MS. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I continue because I enjoyed his leadership when he was VC there to do my PhD in Nassau State University. By the grace of God, because I want to become a lecturer when I retire from politics, I will go and finish up my PhD so I can be an applicant in Inauguration University. I don't plan to do politics forever. At some point I'll retire and then impact the next generation. These are the mistakes we made, and these are the successes we had. So we are all welcome, and we pray that the technical team that will be inaugurated after now, my prayer is that in the emphasis of faculties, please make sure that you have, as they have gotten all the innovations from Professor Noma, that an agribusiness faculty is included in it. Prof. Thank you very much. Also to recognize Professor Dandora. When I was in university in 1995, University of Abuja, he was a lecturer then over me, so he's also my teacher alongside Professor. So these men have impacted my life. They even being a lecturer's son, I learned from my father, but then I learned under them, and this is where God has put me today, and I pray we'll go higher to bring about excellence in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We now run very, very fast. I just want to recognize the representative of Professor Yakubu Uchefu, Secretary General Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigeria Universities, ably represented by Dr. Michael Sepe. We also want to recognize the representative of Isha Olorede, the Jam Registrar, ably represented by Abdurrahman Afata.
Sorry, Committee of Vice Chancellor, they have something to say.
Okay, you don't want to go back and see. You were not given the opportunity. Okay, fine. You are 2 minutes left now, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please permit me to stand on the executive protocol. I want to say sorry on behalf of my boss, Yakubu Uchefu, because she is away. She's out of the country for an official meeting, but he put down something for me to say blessing. I'm deeply honored to be invited as a guest of honor at the inauguration of the Project Implementation Committee, the Public Relations and Leadership University. I sincerely thank the President, the Vice President, and the entire member of the Council at the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations for their visionary leadership for bringing this transformative, innovative information. Leadership today requires much more. Leadership today requires more than just authority. It demands vision, integrity, and commitment to transformation. True leadership inspires others, builds trust, and makes vision for greater good. At this critical juncture, in Nigerian development, strong ethical leadership is essential to guide our institutions and communities towards sustainable growth. Public relation is much more than media engagement. Effective communication is vital. For Nigeria, strong public relations can enhance our global standing, both national unity and create an environment where our talents can thrive. Throughout my career, I witnessed how strategic communication and ethical leadership can drive change. In my role as the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian University, CBC, NU, and through my experience in various institutions, I have seen how effective leadership and communication can lead communities and solve challenges. It is inspiring to see PRL stepping forward to shape future generation of leaders and communicators. I'm proud to be part of this journey. As we inaugurate the project implementation committee today, I urge all the stakeholders to support PRL mission. Today, together, we have the opportunity to define leadership and public relations education in Nigeria. I'm confident public relations and leadership university will become a beacon of excellence in Africa and beyond. And I offer my continued support as we build this institution. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to working with you on this remarkable journey towards excellence in public relations and leadership. They are sure of my esteemed regard for Yakubu Cheku, Committee, Secretary Committee of Vice Chancellor of the University. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we now want to very shortly listen to the #1 citizen of public relations globally. And it's no other than a friend of the house, Professor Justin Green. Let's give him a big round of applause while he comes in. If you come.
Are you ready?
While that is going on, the registrar, please, your time has been shortened by 2 times. So start preparing as soon as Justin Green is over with his speech that will take you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Nigeria. To me, NIPR stands for Needs Implemented Proactively, Responsibly. For over 60 years now, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has promoted transparency, equality, and ethical practices. From north to south, east to west, your members have created a greater understanding among your citizens, represented unheard voices, communities that thought they had been forgotten. At the heart of this leadership has always been education, training, and development. NIPR's heart is a pumping heart of global education. You are the leading light of PR associations around the world. Global Alliance are truly honored to be part of this great journey. Education, training, and development means so much to so many. With this, our communication strategies have enhanced the lives of billions of people right around the world. This is why it is so important that the world's first public relations and leadership university is established with the full support of our global profession and the 360,000 practitioners and academics across 126 countries that we represent worldwide. We salute those involved, including the Minister for Information and National Orientation, the state governors that are here with you today, members of council, and all the chapters throughout Nigeria. Everyone who has some way made this possible. But most importantly of all, we want to thank the people of Nigeria for their continued and everlasting support. This is a great achievement, and it happens at a time that never before has public relations and communications been so important. We have the power to change the world. You have the power to change the world. Finally, your words have the power to make history. But today, you don't speak with words. You speak with your actions. And today, you, the members of NIPR, are making global history. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. For members of the media and the whole stakeholders here with us, NIPR has become the leading light globally. Can we give ourselves a applause? Thank you. I will now very respectfully invite the registrar of the institute, no other than Chief Uzola Onibadwe, to take the next action. After that, we shall be inviting Moji to call on the President to do the inauguration. Thank you very much. Thank you, Director of Communications.
Yes, okay. Please, the ICT, be ready to use of the PIC minutes. Mr. President, permit me the privilege and honor to introduce members of the Project Implementation Committee of the proposed Public Relations and Leadership University. I'll start from the
request those online to release, members of PIC to release their videos.
Okay, members online, please, can you release your videos? Please. Thank you. So, let me start from the chairman of the Project Implementation Committee. It's no other person than Professor Emmanuel Samudandara, FNIPR, the Vice President and Vice Chairman of the Council, and the Chairman, NIPR Education Advisory Board. Next is the Vice Chairman of the Education Advisory Board and Head of Faculty Development Specs Academy Abuja, Professor Okey Ikechukwu. And FNIPR. Okay, we have a former Vice Chancellor, Federal University, Joshua, and presently the Co-Chancellor of Bingham University at Cairo, in the person of Professor Andrew Haruna. We have an erudite professor as a member of this committee, in the person of the Vice Chancellor of Federal University, Kashere, Professor Umaru Pati. We also have Professor Kate Omenoga, FNIPR, the Acting Vice Chancellor of Emeka Odumegwu University, Ibadan, and the Council member of the NIPR. Okay. We have Professor Wahab Olasupo Ekwewole, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Honorary Fellow of the Institute, and Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin. Also, as a member of this committee, we have the Deputy Vice Chancellor, University of Africa, Toru Orua, Bayelsa State, in the person of Professor Barclays Fugora Ayakuruma. We have the Vice Chancellor of Benue State University, Makurdi, Professor Joseph Tor Irapu, FNIPR as the members.
May I also mention that Professor Obiora Okonkwo, FNIPR, Chairman of United Nigerian Airlines, is a member of this committee. We have a council member and a member of the Department of Mass Communication, University of Ilorin, Professor Saudat Salah Abubakir. She's here present. We also have, as a member, Professor Emeritus of North Dakota State University, Professor Charles Okibo. We have Professor Rotimi Oladele, FNIPR, former President NIPR, former Managing Director, Tribune Newspapers and Megaballs Limited. We also have Professor Mustafa Malam, FNIPR, Dean Faculty of Communications, Bayero University, Kano, and a former registrar of NIPR. Also, a member of this committee, we have the Executive Director, Advancement Office, University of Jos, and a council member of this great institute, Professor Sarah Luahas, NIPR. We also have Professor Grace Oluwa Olutayo as a member of this committee. We have Malam Mukhtar Sirajo, the immediate past president of NIPR, as a member of the committee. Please, if you're online, wave digitally. We have the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, as a member, and a former and immediate vice president of the NIPR. From the Benue State University and former vice president of NIPR, we'll have Dr. Tioton Keku. We'll have the chairman emeritus, board of fellows, NIPR, Chief Frank Tamno Toko. Also in the committee, the former director of the Massa Special Duties, Hajia Lamin Tumaka, FNIPR, to the House. We have an immediate past president of Africa Public Association and the lead partner of CMC Connect LLP, Chief Yomi Badejo Okusoya, FNIPR. We also have the former Director of Public Relations, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, and Dr. Sule Yao Sule, FNIPR, Mrs. Nkechi Ali Baloko, FNIPR, the CEO of Native Council of Lagos, as a member of this committee. We have a very distinguished senator as a member of this committee, Senator Osita Bonaventure Junaso, FNIPR, Senator representing Imo West Nigeria District and Chairman, Senate Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. Joining us online is Dr. Joseph Porcher, FNIPR, the Head of Corporate Communications, Indorama Element Petrochemical Limited. We also have the Chairman, Legal Advisory Committee of NIPR, and a retired Director of Primary Education Board in River State, Barrister Karimi George, FNIPR. We have Dr. John Agada Elachi, the immediate past president of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators as a member. SAN. Thank you. Seated with us is another member of this committee, the former spokesperson of Nigerian Customs, Controller Joseph Atta, FNIPR. We also have the head of media, Nigerian Communications Commission, and currently the General of the African Population Association in the person of Dr. Omoni B. Bieto, FNIPR. In our midst today is a man who was given a mic because of his color and a member of this committee. He's the founder and CEO of South Africa Foundation. I have the pleasure of introducing Ambassador Jake Epele. Also, a member of this committee is the former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of Cross River State and the principal partner to Lex Global Partners, Mrs. Nena Andem Ewa Rabana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Seated among us is Provost Police Population School, Dr. Emmanuel Ojukwu. The spokesperson of the Nigerian Air Force is also a member of this committee. Air Vice Marshal Edward Dakwet, FNIPR. We have the chairman, the group CEO of TPT International Limited in Lagos, Chief Adetokunbo Modukwe, FNIPR as a member. The MD and CEO of Horizons Limited, Mr. Tim Akano, is a member of this committee. Seated amongst us is the Director General, Strategic Communication and Event Management to the Governor of Nasarawa State, Mr. Yakubu Lamai, a member of the committee. We also have Dr. Wole Adamoleku, FNIPR of Elizabeth University, Ondo State, as a member of this committee. We have Dr. Ralph Abimbola, FNIPR of Adekunle Ajasi University, Ondo State, as a member of the committee. We also have from the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwo, Ogun State, Dr. Oludare Iguyobo as a member of the committee. Let me also mention the Managing Director and CEO of Flex Systems Limited, Mr. Tosi Ibalawale. We also have the Regional Specialist for Africa and the UNDP headquarters. So we now hear was Mrs. Rukaya Ibrahim Iyai. We also have Aisha Ogi, Director General of the Center for Black African Arts and Civilization, as a member. Permit me to mention Dr. Uche Magnus Manaso, FNIPR, as a member of this committee. Also with us is Reverend Shola Adebawo, as a member of this committee. We also have architect Emeka Lawrence, who is credited with the design of the NIPR house, as a member of the committee. In our midst is the one and only senior high chief, Tony Akiotu, FNIPR. We have Alhaji Salihu Abdullahi Dembos, FNIPR, the Director General of our most cherished part, one of our cherished partners, the Nigerian Television Authority, as a member of this committee. We also have Dr. Fokwe Ojeme, FNIPR, as a member of the committee. Let me say that the DG / landlord, NIPR, the DG of the Federal Radio Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Mohammed Bulama,
very pleased to do that. So we also have one of our younger sister that we are so proud of, the chairman of the NIPR Young Professionals Hub, Barrister Chinde Denyako, as a member of the committee. We have cultural affairs, Mrs. Oluwatosi Dr. C as a member, the executive director of that as a member of the committee. Media and public affairs representing the ongoing monitoring and evaluation of the project, ensuring that milestones are met, that the university is on track to achieve these goals. Risk management and contingency plan. The committee will identify potential risks to the project, including financial, legal, and operational challenges. They will contingency plans to address these risks, ensuring the project remains on track despite unforeseen challenges. The general duties carry out any other duties that are incidental.
Man's greatest work is to be the father of the man. You know that. Man, you don't know a man, but you know his son. Because you tell his story from his son. And I look at two sons that are here. Look at Joshua and the lion's den. I also look at Dr. Keneria, the older son. And I say to myself, indeed, the saying that the sight of a child shows us that God has not yet given up on man. The reason God gives us children, look at the child, look at the very clean slate of the child's mind. You will write your own story. You correct your faltering steps and perhaps your mistakes. The last time I was privileged to have lunch in the house of our father, Professor Jerry Canal, because I'm also his son. It was 16 years ago. I came to his house, I had food. I was a student from Ohio University in the US. Give me food and give me pearls of wisdom. And it's the pearls of wisdom that today has led me to actually sit, inestimable, to sit beside my father, our younger son, his father. And between myself and him as governor, I have my elder brother who was a lecturer. I have an elder brother of mine who was also the vice chancellor of the university that he did his MSc. Now, we stand on the threshold of history. Really, everything that's been said here is deep, it's profound. The national president of NIPR. Usually, I'm not a person who likes too much grandiloquence, but each time I have to speak about Dr. Ikenedia, I say that this new dawn of NIPR, it's sort of led by a touchbearer. He is an apostle of sorts for a new dawn. We live a world of intelligence. We're all conflicted, we're bombarded by countless competing messages. Sometimes it's fake news, sometimes it is weaponized propaganda, and what Dr. Nelia Cole would refer to as violent communication. So you need someone in a country like Nigeria, almost 300 million people, diverse, divergent, multifarious, multifaceted, and sometimes conflicted. You need a person who can be a point of convergence. And this is the way I look at him. All of our diversity, NIPR is personified in a gentleman, a very rare breed. A gentleman who understands that at this point, this particular point, we need a center point, some melting pot, beyond just this Abuja that is supposed the center of unity, but a point of understanding where we can relate to ourselves. And so, this is basically the credo of the new dawn, that indeed we should repair relationships, that we should see what this anthem of ours says, that we should hand to our children a banner without stain. How can we do that if we don't understand public relations? This is basically what the new dawn represents. The president of NIPR, Dr. Ikeneliako, ably supported by our own elder brother and son of the soul, Professor Iman Andora, they carry a very lofty dream. This is no mean talk. You look at Nigeria, you look at our journey. It is so difficult often that we shout over each other. Is it at the point of religion? Is it at the point of ethnic differences? You know, they say that when you see people quarreling, if it's a husband and a wife, the reason is because deep in their hearts they think, you're not listening to me, listen to me. She said, you're not also listening to me, that if they thought that each of the other was listening to the other, not just with their ears but with their hearts, then people would understand themselves. And maybe then we will begin to sow a nation, not just a country that is so evidently every day you keep saying is like a geographic expression. So I think that the vision, the very deeper essence of the vision of the public relations and leadership university, beginning with the institute, is deeply understood by the people of Nasarawa State. I'll read the quote for my principal, His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Isu. He has over 30 years of global experience in the world. A little of his story. He was managing director of African Petroleum, AP. At the time he became managing director, he walked in with Mr. Peter Okocha, who was his chairman. And just last week I had a meeting with Mr. Peter Okocha and I asked him this question. I said, what do you think about Engineer Abdullahi Isu? He said to me, Engineer Abdullahi Isu is my only begotten son in the full sense of the word. They met African Petroleum at the time they had a negative balance sheet of 26 billion. 26 billion. Year 2000, our father explained to me that. And during the privatization, they had Sadiq Petroleum, and they acquired 30% of the shares of equity of African Petroleum. So they bought in, and they were handed AP. And the first thing ASU said was, you're going to make me, MD, and Peter Okocha is the chairman, and he said the first thing is we will declare to the stock market that this company, African Petroleum, is in the negative with 36 billion. Of course, everybody said don't do that to the stock market, but they did. But after 5 years, through great determination, very transparent, innovative leadership, they were able to turn around the fortunes, the alien financial fortunes of AP, from 26 billion in the negative to 5 billion in the positive in 5 years. And they left AP. Beyond that, he was also the group managing director, immediate past group managing director of Dangote Sugar, just before he became Nasarawa State. And that is the interesting part. Nasarawa State has about 60% congruity with the Federal Capital Territory. The essence, the border that we have with the Federal Capital Territory, you're in the Federal Capital Territory, and you're actually in Nasarawa State 60% of the time. And so what he did before he left private practice as GMD of Dangote Sugar was to get PricewaterhouseCoopers to study Nasarawa State. What are the assets? What are the challenges? What can you do to Nasarawa State to make it or transform it to become a Maryland to Washington, D.C., or to become like, to Lagos or New Jersey to New York? And we created what was called the NEDS, National Economic Development Strategy. So in the last 5 years, what we have successfully, and the indices show, what His Excellency Ginyapla is to be able to do is to move this state that a lot of people aren't so much aware of, from an agrarian civil service poor state that had the nomenclature being home of solid minerals to become now the new investment frontier of Nigeria. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I was in Lagos and we received an award where they said Nasarawa State is Africa's best kept secret where investment is concerned. And again, 2 weeks ago, same time in Lagos, we also got the award where His Excellency got Man of the Year. Why? Because a state you mix that doesn't make more than, he was Commissioner of Finance, Professor Minuma, in his time. Maybe we could make 400 million or thereabout. How many billion do we make in a year? During the last government, 13,000 hectares of land was taken here in Abuja, just not far from this place, in a place called Gugu Kabusu. A lot of you know Mpape, just beside Mitama. You break the hill, that is Nasarawa State. 13,000 hectares of land, for those who may not calculate, is larger than the city of Paris. It is also larger than Geneva. 13,000 hectares of land. We're building an industrial city right across from Mitama. You have better quality of life. You cross the road and you're in Nasarawa State. But that is just one. Nasarawa State is working on that industrial city. It's called an industrial smart city. So much so about Nasarawa State is in sync with smartness and the new world that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also been to Nasarawa State. Yet the same place we have moved around, we're now doing the renewed whole city. It's also going to be Nasarawa State. So when you begin with accessibility and superior geography, and you move from Nyanya, where we opened up the grid line with the mega bus terminal, and just like our father, you gave us pearls of wisdom as to what to do. You're moving with an electric train, and you're going to stop right at the position where the NIPR University has been located. We chose about 13 different locations. 13 different locations. They were aerial shots, they were drones. I am an over meticulous person. I don't think in one dimension. And His Excellency, who has worked for 35 years with proven experience in the oil, gas, and sugar industry of the United States and Africa, is beyond me as well. But this is how we think in Nasarawa State. Now, again, Joshua and Lyman said, my younger brother, while you have landed in your own building, the location finally, and you will hear His Excellency speak to me right now, the location finally chosen is a location that is in his hometown. Now, you're talking about using every form of marketability in an age right now where everyone is a citizen journalist. And you use everything from spectacle to whatever I read a book called The Age of Access, and they say what you sell now is slices of your life. So where marketability is concerned, where security is concerned, where access is concerned, where superiority in geography and of course quality world-class finish is concerned, all of these factors were considered by a small think tank that's been going around trying to make sure that we provide to NIPR the right location. But I will concede, because we're sons of the same father, that he has said to me, like any father would say when two of his sons are struggling, Nasarawa TV. So after we had done that, after we built the university, our father, we would make sure one of our first campuses is in Nigeria. So we go to the So at this point, it is my single honor and privilege to apologize sincerely on behalf of His Excellency Ginyapla Isule. In Wamba today, because of the investment drive that we're doing just last month, the Ministry of Solid Minerals led by Diri Alake announced that Nasarawa State has just joined the states that makes $1 billion naira every month from solid minerals and so on. So today we're signing another agreement in Wamba for another investment that is just there. So what we're trying to do is something that I can show you will be world-class and of pride to Nigeria. We understand the vision, financial president. We understand the vision. Nasarawa State is actually your best partner. We all love Nigeria. And I know that Niger State has the largest landmass in the entire country. And if it were better for all of us as NIPR people to look at ourselves to Niger State, I would work very gladly. My brother, the DG of one, and I have worked. In fact, he's more Nasarawa than Niger State. We are so stabilized Nasarawa all these years. But His Excellency is humble, he is honored, and he will say it in his own words. He wants to apologize. The whole people of Nasarawa State are ecstatic. The mantra of our government is exceeding all expectations. We shall exceed all expectations. Make no mistake about it. Before you take it away from Nasarawa State. Thank you so much, sir, for your blessing, your thoughts and wisdom. We want to thank NIPR for the vision. And I would, at this point, like for us to take the message of His Excellency in person to this august gathering. So please, thank you for your business.
First and foremost, let me congratulate NIPR for setting up of this implementation committee. First, let me appreciate the organizers. Let me also appreciate NIPR for the recognition given to me and Nasarawa State. Recently, we received the prestigious Leadership Prize for Innovation in Governance. This is something that we admire. This is something we are very appreciative as far as the people of Nasarawa State, especially coming from an institution, to commend NIPR for selecting Nasarawa State to be the host of this first institute ever in Nigeria, and perhaps maybe in the world from what we were told. We have given almost like 4 or 5 different sites to the team that came from NIPR to select. Finally, they selected a place in Gudi, which is in Apanga local government area. This is an honor done to me. It's an honor done to the people of Nasarawa State, and indeed it's an honor done to the people of Apanga local government for the selection of that particular site, because we didn't mind whatsoever whichever site was selected. By the team, they selected this one, so we are highly honored for this. So I congratulate you on this event. I congratulate all those who are participating. Just as I said during the event when I was given, I mentioned clearly that we believe public relations is leadership, and leadership is public relations. It will be the greatest beneficiaries by the time this institute is finally established. Thank you very much, and happy wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that if you ask me to show you a visionary leader, I will not hesitate by pointing at His Excellency. And it is simple. A very intelligent, strategic, and a certified member of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, to take the position of Director of Strategic Communication can only be coming from a visionary. I was almost coerced to take the microphone because of time, but the power of positive narrative and storytelling pushed back. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, yes, but it's already progressing. So let's give His Excellency a big round of applause. Thank you very much, Anamai, for representing your government very, very profoundly. I now want to very respectfully invite for his acceptance speech no other than the man who is going to be driving this due course. The Vice President and Vice Chairman of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Professor Daniel.
Our Father, Chairman, President, distinguished members of the PIC. Well, I would have said my job is simple, but I have to think again. You know, starting with the chairman, when he started reading what he considers what we must ensure as our starting point, not even what we should end. Okay, actually, say, how long did you say I've been in the university? I said it, and I was not telling people what to do. He's actually very much with us in the 20s. And I know that I have a chairman that has spent 50 years in the university system. And so if there is any challenge that we would have, it cannot be beyond his experience. And indeed, I consider myself very lucky. I cannot easily say there is any PIC of any university that will contest with me with this number and caliber of people. So, even in terms of human capital, the president. I used to think I'm a slave driver until we started this work. You know, everybody has worked with me will say, do you sleep at all? But when we started work, I knew that power gave power. You know, so I also believe that with him there, we can surpass all, I don't want to say expectations. We can surpass all obstacles. You know, we want to thank every one of you that accepted to serve. Out of the 74 people, not one person turned it down. Wow. And that is the confidence Nigerians have reposed in the leadership of the institute. I really want to thank also my elder brother and former Vice Chancellor and the current Vice Chancellor. They've been there all the that I'm from Nasarawa State. So it's not going to Nasarawa, or I didn't go to Nasarawa because I am from Nasarawa, not at all. Indeed, at the point, now I have to tell them, President. Between the two of us, when we started getting the heat, I said, President, maybe we just have to listen to these people. You know, he said, well, we must find good reasons to justify the confidence we have demonstrated. And so, Mr. Governor, sir, there's a lot more we need to do. Of course, we are not expecting the state government to build university for us. That wasn't the idea at all. But we know that together, the way he has transformed 36 billion deficit, when we get hooked somewhere, we will fall back on that whatever. Certainly not state government. Thank you for agreeing with us, and God bless you for your prayers.
Our Vice President to give us the vote of thanks, somebody that he is a member of the governing board of the National Population Commission and a very well-known management staff of the institute before now. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to very respectfully invite one of our own, no other than Alhaji Mohammed.
Doctor.
I chose to use Alhaji because of the Tabani. Yes.
My job is very simple, I must say. The lots of plans have been given already. And just to recap, and as secretaries, we are supposed to be seen and not to be heard. So I'll keep it very short. First of all,
we must give credits properly. And they say you give to Caesar what is Caesar, and give to God what is God. So we give gratitude to God Almighty for making it possible for us to be here and to allow this very important event to proceed as planned. We want to thank our chairman of the advisory committee, who is also the chairman of this occasion. Honorable Joshua, thank you for letting the bird out of the cage by letting High Chief Akiotu to know his age. Congratulations, sir. If you look at the names of the members of the PIC, I think there are 72 there. And plus the 7, they are just looking at 79. So that's your birthday gift. At 79, you are leading a team of wise men. Thank you very much. We want to give thanks to our president and chairman of council of the NIPR for this wonderful decision to proceed with the idea of having a university, and for constituting what I would call a loaded team. And let me appreciate all the professors in the house. Professor Menoma, Professor Saudat, Professor Oke, my chairman of the BIC, and all the professors here. Thank you for accepting to be members of the PIC. We want to thank all the partners that the president has mentioned. I don't have to go over that list. We thank them for accepting to be partners in progress. And most importantly, I will mention the governor of Nasarawa State. You see, Joshua, you're an honorable member in the House of Reps, and also the vice chairman of the Power Committee, because you are from Power State. And I'm not surprised that you wanted to show your power to wrestle this from Nasarawa State to Niger State. But our father here has, yes, he has mediated. Thank you very much. And so we have thrown the power. We have thrown the joy. Nasarawa State will have it. We thank Nasarawa State for being a good landlord. And we thank all of us who are here, who came from far and near, and all our BSc members who couldn't be here but were online. We thank you for accepting to do the job. What I would say on behalf of the committee is that we would, by the grace of God, catalyze the process so that we have a university that is like no other transformation in the area of public relations and leadership excellence, which the institute is noted for. With this few remark, I want to thank all of you for being able to make it here. And of course, we shouldn't take it for granted that this occasion is taking place in the library of the National Assembly. We want to thank the National Assembly for hosting us. Thank you very much indeed, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, we have not consulted on a formal time, but because some PIC members are online, it's good to inform PIC that we want to meet virtually on Saturday by 8 p.m. so that we all take this time back home. With the secretary endorsing a day because we need to prepare for us. Certainly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It can only be a program loaded with very, very robust content that can keep the caliber of persons here for almost about 3 hours. I want to say that the new dawn is here, and that the president will keep on being the torch bearer. Just 2 announcements before we go. Number 1, the group photograph is going to be taken outside this hall so that we can have the ambience for the photograph. Then secondly, at 4 p.m. today, we'll take care of that. So the directors of photographs directors, if it's ready, they will take it at the reception. And the second announcement is that at 4 p.m. today, about 1 hour, there is also going to be another inauguration. The NIPR is instituting a lecture in honor of our late Chief Raymond Dopasi. That is going to High Chief Raymond Dopasi.
Known as a tradition.
Yes.
Tradition as a Indian person is High Chief. No, you are taking away from here.
So please, that inauguration is very, very important as well. And the very senior High Chief will also be there to do his own role. So please, those concerned, immediately we leave here, we proceed to AIT, the venue of that inauguration. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on this note, we draw the curtain for today's event. Thank you very much. The national anthem, after the count of 5, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5.